Okay, so Ubisoft was, I don't know, pretty disappointing overall. Not much new. The crew was new. The Tom Clancy thing was new. Then a Splinter Cell trailer. Was that even a trailer?
You know what? They went overboard with those trailers, and to the extent where the trailers didn't show me anything about the game.
Yeah.
I mean, South Park too.
Yeah.
Funny trailer, but where was any gameplay? And where is the release date on that? Like, why are they waiting so long to put a release date on that game?
Well, I do like that they kind of poked fun at themselves, saying like, you know how video games are. They'll be out whenever. But it was also, it's South Park was also funny, extra funny because it was kind of embedded in the middle of all these other unfunny things. Like Aisha Tyler, who is, a good comedian who I like, is always unfunny at Ubisoft. I don't know why. And then the game that played right before it was really painfully unfunny as well. But it was trying really hard to make us laugh.
That was the other problem. All these trailers took up so much time where you just like, my attention span these days, not enough there. And the ones that they did show gameplay on, like I just didn't walk away excited about anything. And I think for me, EA coming before it, I walked out of that show and I was like, I'm excited for games.
Yeah, there's some cool things,
And they did not. What the heck is going on with Beyond Good and Evil 2? We were all waiting for that. That's all we wanted.
I thought that was going to be the one more thing.
That's what I was waiting for the end. I was like, oh, maybe they'll open with it. No. Okay, all right, they're saving it for the end. It's going to be like Mirror's Edge, when they when it came out the EA, and I was like, aw, dang. Like that game has been a troll for us. Wasn't there just news that leaked that and made it seem like it was going to be at this show?
Paige showed up on Ubisoft's Facebook page with this sort of caption that kind of implied that he might be at E3 for some reason, but I mean, unless something happens in the next few days, I don't think we're going to see anything.
That just broke my heart.
The crew sounds kind of like a cool idea.
I'm just wondering how this is going to work as, an open world kind of multiplayer game. And I like the customization. I like that you have to change your car sometimes to get through different objectives, which I think is cool because it's always making you kind of think. But I can see with going in this generation that they're going to focus more on these like multiplayer kind of, online experiences. My whole thing is I'm just wondering how well they're going to work out, as we've seen a lot of MMOs have failed. I saw it and I was like, well, can you get out of the car at all? And Joe's like, no. And I was like, well, and then I just got this Grand Theft Auto vibe, but without being able to get, and I like to get out and explore, And
could you hit pedestrians? Like I was kind of watching for it and I couldn't tell if you really could.
And it all comes down to whether or not you can hit pedestrians in games. It really does.
What else should we talk about? Everything had 2 trailers. That was weird.
Yeah, very weird.
They had I guess Rayman got delayed 7 or 8 months, so they could do that CGI trailer, which is not really representative of what the game is going to look like ultimately.
I'm still really excited for that game.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just like, didn't it feel a little salt in the wound for Wii U owners, though, who are like, I could have been playing this game, and now I'm just seeing another trailer on the game that I have to wait for because they
2
wanted...
trailers.
Okay, 2.
The Tom Clancy game, The Division.
So I actually like the concept of that, with like people getting sick off of the money and like this virus going through. Again, I just don't know. I guess I didn't get a good enough idea of how I think it's going to all play out.
Well, that was the thing. They spent all this time establishing the premise, like they did for Watch Dogs, and it's like we still kind of don't really know what the game is. It's like a third-person shooter, MMO. Like the gameplay they showed was just people like walking down the street and then walking through a building and then walking out into another street. And it was very pretty, and the city looks really cool. Like it looks like a cool, like broken down post-plague city, but nothing really happened.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
So
I like the concept, and then we saw, of course, more Watch Dogs.
I like the idea of sort of being able to manipulate your environment as you walk around.
Yeah.
And as long as you can do that quickly without like entering menus and like slowing the game down, I think it would be really cool to just kind of just like own the city. And
that's what I like. I like how the world reacts as you're around it, and you have decisions of what you're going to do in that world. And I think it could be a really great...
It could be cool.
It could be cool.
It's one of those games that's like, I think is going to be really hard to judge unless you spend a huge chunk of time on it.
Well, I'm really excited for it.
Open world, all that stuff. Like it's hard to kind of get excited about just what we've seen.
Well, I'm already excited though.
Oh, okay.
We've established that. It doesn't take much apparently.
I think it should be cool. I'm excited to try it out.
I want to try it out. If you're going to grade the Ubisoft press conference, which grade would you give it? Wait, we didn't talk about Black Flag. Ho ho ho! We are bad.
Well, what is it? The fact that we almost forgot about Black Flag, what does that say about Black Flag?
I'm getting more and more excited about the technology with next gen, just seeing,
Yes.
where it can take games. And
Did you still want me to grade Ubisoft?
yes, let's grade them.
I don't know, like on a scale of A to F, right?
Yeah, you teach here.
Like a D plus.
I would
Maybe
give
like,
it
maybe like a C
I
minus.
would give it a C minus, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was a very disjointed conference in a way. It was just weird. Like, it came out with all these trailers, and then it tried to have exposition in between, but it was like a lengthy, like, said nothing exposition.
What few surprises there were very lackluster.
Well, I'm
and
telling
most
you,
of their
if
time was spent on
they
stuff
would have
we've
just
already
done
seen.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, we could have come back here and had a completely different conversation. And I think that's the best way to close out of this.